Thank you for coming to learn more about our Imagine More capital campaign here at Milford Hills United Methodist Church. I'm Jim Parsons, the pastor here. When this presentation was originally given during our kickoff luncheon and the end of April, many more voices besides mine were given to this presentation. All the capital campaign team participated and helped share this vision for our future and what we need to do to accomplish it. However, it's harder to get a group of people together to record their voices, and so for this presentation, you're just going to hear my voice. But no, many more hands were involved. It's not just mine. So we start off with why we are doing this project. The building team came together to learn more about what the church needed as far as a new building. And we came up with three distinct things. We needed to have ADA bathrooms and access to the sanctuary, move the nursery closer to the sanctuary, and also to create a centrum or just general hanging out spot for lots of different things to happen and to have a main entrance to the church. So we see that that we can imagine more hospitality, imagine more community, imagine more inclusion, and imagine more generations through this capital campaign and this building project. The hospitality, when it comes to the centrum, it'll give us space to welcome and to have a dedicated space to share information and other things that are happening in the life of the church with our members, but then also our guests who do come. It gives community, it gives soft space just to hang out. Our gathering space now, once 20 people get in there, it feels very cramped. And so this opens up a wide space for community just to take place. Also, possibly small community groups can meet in there and be a general other gathering place within the church. For the inclusion part, we do not have ADA bathrooms near our sanctuary. They are the original that happened in the late 60s, 1970 when the church was built. They do not have access or wheelchair access, and it's just awkward to get in and out of. So this new building brings us ADA bathrooms. It also gives us a qualified ramp that is up to code to get into the sanctuary. Actually, with this design, everyone will use the ramps to access the back of the sanctuary, which will be great because more people will be included and no one is left out in that process. It also increases our generations by bringing the nursery closer and being a main focal point as people enter this new main entrance to the church, that they will see that children are extremely important to us because the nursery is right off the sanctuary and fellowship hall. Just as a reminder, you've seen this in many places around the church, but this is the interior design of the new building. You can see the community space and the nursery are right there. This new centrum connects the sanctuary and fellowship hall indoors, adds men's, women's, and even a family bathroom. It extends our electrical and storage rooms, but then also our sacristy. And you can see that the ramp ups. So there'll be a small ramp to a welcome place, and then a small ramp into where you would enter into the sanctuary. We'd have to add some steps to the choir room to get them up to the level of that new level before they enter the sanctuary, or we can go all the way around. This adds a place to have coffee and to gather on Sunday mornings before and after worship, and should add a lot of these things, these qualities that we're looking for within the life of our church. Now, the projected cost of this is ever moving, and of course this is the estimate we received by our architects a few years ago, and they projected it out to 2026 or 27, and so this number is a little bit off, but it's what we have to go off of at the moment. As you can see, construction, architectural fees, geotechnical and topographical stuff, audio, visual, and lighting, and then furniture and other to be determined items as we get deeper into this project. All equal $3.3 million. Now this is Plan B. You can see from these pictures that we do not have the big A-frame roof that we originally had when that we call that our Plan A, or the covered walkway that goes over to the drop-off. The drop-off is still being built, the interior space is still exactly the same, but moving from Plan A to Plan B saves us about $700,000 by not creating that A-frame roof. Now, the good news is the architects have designed this in such a way that we can come back in a phase 2, or if somehow we raise enough money to go to Plan A, that that ceiling and roof can be added at a later time. And so this is a good project, or a good starting point to jump off into this capital campaign and building campaign. We see this project happening in 3 different stages as we move into kind of the affordability of this project. The first stage we are calling the planting stage, and this is the stage we're currently in. We want to run a 3-year campaign to raise $1.2 million in order to have cash on hand as a down payment for the building project. The truth is this project is too expensive for us to take out a loan currently and then afford the payments to make the monthly payments to pay down that debt. And so what we need to do is save a substantial down payment to then be able to afford the loan that would come next. So this capital campaign is launching into the planting stage from June of 26 to June of 29 to raise $1.2 million as a down payment. The growing stage would be the actual take out a loan for the remaining $2.1 million and start the construction on the new building. We envision this happening between 2029 and 2030. And then the maturing stage would be paying off that loan. And this would be a mix of funds from the Thigpen Trust, Legacy Endowment, rental income, and additional capital campaigns that we'll have to pay down that loan. So how can we afford this project? In our affordability plan, once again, it starts off by saving for a down payment. Then, as we move into the growing stage, or the maturing stage, as we pay off the debt that we will incur to start the construction, the plan is to use 2/3 of our annual income from the Legacy Endowment and Thigpen Trust, 1/3 of any rental income that we have to help pay down our loan. This is estimated, which I'll get into this shortly, to be about $1.45 million over the course of the 15 years of that loan. Then we'll conduct also further capital campaigns in the repayment of the loan. Yes, if the loan is $2.1 million and over 15 years we can raise 1.45 using the other funds, we'll still need to raise money to pay off the remaining amount, but then also the interest involved in said loan. On this chart here, you can see how we are getting that $1.45 million. The green column is demonstrating the Legacy Endowment. For anyone who is not clear on our Legacy Endowment, every year in January, we're able to take out 4% of a 3-year rolling average of that endowment. So you take whatever the end of the year, on December 31st, whatever the Legacy Endowment is worth at that moment, and then the last 2 years prior to that, you average those 3 numbers together and then take 4% of that number. So every year we should have an increase because the lower years are rolling off and hopefully higher years are ahead of us. The United Methodist Foundation is where the Legacy Endowment is held, and it has an average income rate of about 8.15% in the diversified fund where the Legacy Endowment is held. Now this estimate that we give is on 7% return on the Legacy Endowment. And so we wanted to underestimate the amount of money that we'll be able to use towards this because we didn't want to promise more than we could actually have. But our hope is that actually more money would come. So if you look, using some projections, that we see that we can raise almost $964,000 from the Legacy Endowment, using only 2/3 of that towards the capital campaign. That leaves 1/3 of the money every year to be used towards ministry and maintenance or whatever else is needed for the life of the church. The Thigpen Trust is a trust that was set up by Francis Thigpen, and we do not have access to the endowed amount or trusted amount. That is held by Wells Fargo. We cannot touch that at all. All we can do is say thank you for the gift of the check that shows up every June or July. That roughly is somewhere between $40,000 to $50,000, and so for this projection, we used the $40,000 to see what that would be every year. Usually these checks are more like $46,000 to $48,000. It all depends on the year. So once again, we want to underestimate how much money we could receive and then hope and pray for more money out of these that will be used by these funds. So 2/3 of $40,000 is $26,400. And if you project that off for the 15 years of this loan, you get almost $400,000, but $396,000 could be used towards our capital campaign. Currently, we are renting our Herman building to Families First, and they pay, they pay roughly about $1,500 in rent a month. And so a third of that is $6,000 or $500 a month goes into the capital campaign. That's happening currently. And so $6,000 a month or a year from them, projected over 15 years, is $90,000. Now, that rent will increase. It's built into their loan or their lease that there's a 2% increase starting in 2027. So, of course, that number will change. But once again, we want to under project. So when you add the Legacy Endowment, the Thigpen Trust, and rental income together, that is where we get the $1,450,842 coming together as our projection of what we could use towards the paying down of the loan when we get into the maturing phase. But right now we are in the planting stage. And so how can you imagine more and participate in this capital campaign? What we want you to do is when you give to this campaign, it needs to be above and beyond your regular giving. We are not asking you to move money from your regular giving into capital campaign, because we still need to pay salaries and healthcare and keep our lights on and all the other bills that come in our general fund. But we're asking people to give equal sacrifice, although there will not be an equal amount of gifts. We're not expecting everyone to give the same, but we want people to make sacrifices so that we can obtain these goals that we feel like God is calling us to. So once again, that can come in cash or check. It can come through the gift of stocks or through a donor advised fund if you do have one of those. If you are 70 and a half or older, you can participate in qualified charitable distributions. And if you're 73 or older, you can help or use your required minimum distribution. Giving those directly to the church lets you get a tax decrease on your taxable income, and then directly deposit or gives that money directly to the church and is not seen as income for you whatsoever. And so ask your CPA, or you can contact June Hunley here in the church office if you have more questions about how you can do that. It's a great way, one, to give to the general fund if you are of age to be able to do so, or especially to special things like this capital campaign. It's a wonderful opportunity to save money on taxes while providing a gift to the church. Our capital campaign consultants helped us come up with a chart to show what is needed to reach our goal of $1.2 million. So on the left side, you see the gift level, the number of people are needed, or giving units that are needed, the total amount that would that gift level plus those numbers would equal, what that looks like as a yearly pledge and then a monthly pledge. We want to make sure that this Imagine More campaign is obtainable for people, but then also to push you to see, can you imagine giving more to this campaign? So wherever you find yourself, once again, this is a guide, so if you can't give $25,000 over the course of 3 years, but you could give 15, that's wonderful. We're not asking for these specific amounts. We're just trying to show what it would look like to reach that $1.2 million. Every time I've brought up a moment where we as a church would have to dive deep and to really engage in ministry or mission, if we have a goal in front of us, Milford Hills always steps up, and we are blown away by what people are capable of doing. And so please be in prayer. If you have not already, please turn in a pledge card so we can get that final amount in. I would appreciate everyone who's been prayerfully and diligently thinking and wondering how God can use them so that we can imagine more hospitality, community, inclusion, and generations here at Milford Hills for many, many decades and generations to come. Thank you again for listening. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or any other member of the Capital Campaign team. We are happy to answer any questions you have. And thank you for prayerfully considering what you can give to this campaign. Peace be with you.